Welcome back to another episode of Armchair Chats, and today we are talking to Luna, the Cottage Goth Librarian. I thought it'd be fun to bring in a perspective a little bit different. So let's bring Lunacia on right now. Hello, Luna. How are you? All the way from
Hi.
Norway.
Yes.
How are
Unfortunately, I don't have a TARDIS,
that
so I
is
can't come physically. But
right. Let's just pull out the personal jets at some point. No.
oh yeah, librarians can afford personal jets, of course. No.
So you are a librarian, and
hmm
what made you want to become a librarian?
Uh, yeah. I don't know. It was a calling. No. I I actually had a university degree before I became a librarian. The education for librarians here are different from the US because in the US they have a some sort of degree, a bachelor's or something, and then they do a
Gotcha.
master's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. While in Norway it's a bachelor degree, which
Okay.
is library and information science. So I already had one degree, which is I'm not going into details because it will be too complicated to try to explain, but it's a degree called Cand Mag, and it's almost like a bachelor's, only better.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice,
because
nice.
it's longer. It's longer. It's you study for longer, and you also had like different subjects. But my major was English.
Okay, so was it a
Uh,
love of books, the smell of old paper, or the dream of shushing noisy people?
Definitely not. Definitely not the smell of old paper. I almost sneezed by the thought of it, but I do love books, of course. Um, but no, so I had this degree, and I always loved reading, always loved books. And I was visiting a friend who's a librarian, and I was sitting in the library she was working in on a computer. This is like a long time ago. Must have been 25 years ago or something.
Okay.
And I was just thinking, why am I not a librarian? And I was like, why am I not a librarian? And then I quit my job and applied for the degree in that order. So I
Oh,
actually quit
wow.
my job before I knew whether or not I would have a space in, but I just assumed because
So this is awesome. So you've
my
been doing
grade
this a
weren't
long
that high.
time. You've been doing this a long time then.
Yeah, I graduated 20 years ago.
Okay. So what's the most
I'm old.
unusual? So I have a question. This is good. What's the most unusual or unexpected question you've ever been asked at the library?
So we get a lot of questions about all sorts of things. But I think one that was kind of made me smile and thought it was really cute was there was this young man, you could say. Um, he came up to me. I was on desk, and he came up to me, and he had a picture of a book and asked, "Do you have this?" And I said, "Well, it's out right now, but I can put you on the wait list. I could put it on hold for you, so you can get it when it gets back." And then he said, "Oh, but it's for a birthday gift." So I was thinking of buying it, and I was like, "But sweetie, we don't sell books. Then you
Oh,
have to go to the bookshop." I love that you're buying what's probably your girlfriend a book
yeah.
for her birthday, but go to a bookshop. And then I explained where to find the bookshops.
Yeah, poor guy's never been in a library.
Yeah.
He learned all kinds of things that day.
This is like maybe not very strange, but I thought it was very cute.
It
I was
is
like,
cute. No,
ah,
I think it's
yeah.
adorable. So, some people think that librarians check out books all day. What's something about your
hmm
job that would surprise most people? Now, I would say writers and readers, we know you do way more than just check out books all day. But let's say for the
Yeah.
masses who just don't know.
Yeah. So My job specifically is an IT librarian, but I work in a public library.
Okay.
So I take care of all the like computers. I fix the system if something's wrong. So it's all these behind the scenes things you don't see. And I think a lot of people would not guess that a librarian have to like go and tweak like not the website per se, but like the system that is behind where
So
you
the
put in
system
all
within.
the catalog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the back end
Yeah.
for things to work. Like if you want to make a reservation, it needs to go through. So if something is wrong with the system, I'm the one who kind of goes to the what do you call it? The English. The company that gives the sellers the I
Like
forgot what
the
it's called, but
tech
it's not
company
an
or something.
operator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a company that makes the library system.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
need to contact them and say, hey, such and such things. What's going on here?
Awesome. So I have a writer question that maybe other writers are curious about, and our audience may like to know. How do authors get their books into libraries like yours? Is there a process that you use to choose titles?
No, the librarian. No, just kidding.
I know where I'm sending my next book. Luna.
Yeah, no. So how the library buys books, it differs from place to place, and I must admit that I don't really know how it works in the US. Most Norwegian libraries have like of course they have to like because of Norwegian rules they have to get offers every so many years on who to buy books from, but then you're like tied by an agreement to whom you're going to buy books from.
Oh.
In Norway, it's a bit waste of time, to be honest with you, because the only company that can deliver the books the way we are require them to is called Biblioteksentralen. It means the library central, sort of. So they have
Oh.
books. They also have other things, but they mainly do like books. So we bound by the agreement to buy from them. So we have a meeting every week or so, except for July, which is like the big holiday month where everybody goes on summer break. And then it's also like December because there's not really any books published in December due to
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say that's
so
similar
we have a
here.
meeting,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have a meeting approximately every week, and then we go through the list that we get from them and buy. But if it's a local author, they can come in and say, "I have published a book. Would you like to have them for free?"
Oh, nice.
If we get them for free, we're very likely to put them into our local department thing. So we have
Oh,
like a
nice.
local with
So you
local,
hear that,
well,
authors?
not really, yeah, or if it's novels, it's probably going among the novels. But we would be very happy to have like local authors, and we might also like say, or if you want to like have like a lounge or something, you could come and ask. Can I have a lounge and sell my books at your library? And you don't have to pay me anything because it's like libraries, they don't really have any money.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
very,
similar
very
here
tight.
too. They'll buy like a set of
Yeah.
books, as far as I'm
Very
aware. This
tight
one lady.
budget. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Very tight budgets. So, but if we get like, you can launch your book at the library if you want to, but you have to like sort it out yourself, sort of. But
Okay.
we might
Be
have like some
proactive.
staff helping. Yeah, might have some staff helping. But yeah, otherwise,
Perfect.
it helps knowing someone who works there and saying that, oh,
Make friends with
I'm
your
getting
local
my book
librarian
published. Uh,
and
and if
offer
it's
the books for
like we
free.
have Libby, yeah, so we have Libby. So I know that I influence what is bought for young adult and juveniles because I used to be in the group, and
Hmm.
this is for 3 counties. So it's like an interlibrary cooperation thing.
Okay.
Um,
It's where
it's
like all the libraries are a little bit
yeah, it's very hard to explain without going
connected.
into like loads of details. But
Yeah.
so Nicole Ford Thomas, spellbound, who was on here earlier,
Yes, she
right
was
before me,
lovely. Yeah.
she had just had a book out, and then I said, "Hey, buy her book," and now it's in Libby in our system.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, what's
So
a common library myth you would like to debunk? Like, do librarians read all day long?
we don't. But yes, that is indeed a myth. Uh, all librarians have glasses.
That's another one.
That's another one. Or, well, it's also like all librarians have a cardigan. I have a cardigan, but
Well, we won't be debunking the
uh,
cardigan myth today.
yeah. Also, I think like you have like a hair in a knot.
Oh,
I don't think they expect you to be like it's like it's no secret. It's in my like YouTube name, like the Cottage Goth Library or
yeah.
Cottage Goth Library. It's like I have purple here. I don't think they
I
expect a
love the purple
librarian to
hair,
have
though. I
purple.
love your hair.
Yes, I don't think they expect you to have purple here.
Yeah.
And also the reading all day. I actually know about someone who was like, "Oh, librarian. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you get to sit and read all day." Also, the shushing that we shush
This is
people,
my
we don't
favorite
do
one,
that
by the
anymore.
way.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I got shushed a lot as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. Back in the days, they probably did, but things have really
Evolved.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, evolved. I mean, I've been like working in the library for over 20 years, and things have changed so much over those
That's
20
good.
years.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite library regular who comes in? Or any quirky
No,
characters you've met?
no,
No.
they're all nice. No, that's not necessarily true. Um, no, but we do have some regulars. I don't. It's like where I work. It's mostly self-service, so you don't get to know the library, the patrons as much.
Oh, so that kind of goes with the evolution of how
Yeah,
things have
yeah,
changed, right? Because it used to be
yeah,
so person to person, and now it's more digital. They probably scan the book.
yeah. There's like automats where they like hand in or take out books.
Yeah.
And then we're there to answer questions. So,
So,
uh,
any quirky characters maybe you've met that maybe they're not regulars, but
well,
they're little.
oh yeah, of course, there's always lots of quirky people
Who's
because
your
yes,
favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I
Or
don't
one that
favoritism.
sticks out. Listen to me looking for gossip. Like,
Yeah, sorry.
give it to me. No.
Yeah,
Oh gosh. So have you had to ever track down a book based on the most ridiculous or vague description? Like if it
yes.
had a blue cover or maybe a dog. I don't know, just something vague
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah. I when I was so my first, not my first job, but one of my first jobs, my first full-time librarian job that was permanent was as a school librarian, and there was one teacher who was like asking about a book, and I can't at the moment remember because this is quite a long time ago. So, but she was like, "Yeah, the cover is, I think it's red, and it has a boy with angel wings."
you're like,
I was like, "Okay," but I found the book. So,
stop it, really?
yeah.
Oh! Based off of that, like did you were able to get any more details from her or like at least a little bit?
Yeah, I was like, I think it's a new book, a fairly new book. So
That
But yeah,
helped
I
probably.
don't remember how I managed to find it, but I did, and it felt really good.
Did it take a long time to find it or just like the afternoon?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I think it's like it's my librarian mind. It's like I mean I love like little detective
it
quest
is, right? It
things.
was like a book detective situation. It really was.
Yeah, and there's like we have patrons coming in and they're like asking about like some book or something and they don't really know anything and then they go, "Oh, but I'm not going to use up your time." And I say, "That's what we're here for. Ask us.
Ta-da! I'm here for
Don't
you.
worry, it's not a queue right now. I can try and figure this out. I know I'm so curious to figure out which book this is."
I love that. You're a
Hmm.
detective. You're a book
Of
detective.
course.
I love
Yes.
this. That's
Maybe I
great.
should start calling myself that instead.
I think so. I like that. The
Hmm.
book detective.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to book recommendation for someone says who says, I don't like reading?
Yeah. I don't have one.
Ah! Well, let's
No,
just say
the
someone
thing
gave
is,
it to you.
yeah, the reason I'm going to explain this because
Okay.
I don't think there is the one book for everyone,
Right.
but I do think there's a book for everyone. So instead of having one book for someone who doesn't read, I would say, but then you haven't found your book yet, and then you could start asking questions and try to figure out which book could fit them.
I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
If you don't like to
So
read, you just haven't found the book for you yet.
yes. Yeah.
I love that. So libraries have changed a lot over the years.
Hmm.
What's the coolest new thing libraries offer that people might not know about?
Events.
Ah,
Events. Um, so we have actually an event every Wednesday that has become really popular. So there's like 80-ish, 40 to 80 people coming every Wednesday to this
that
event.
is huge. That is a huge
Mm.
turnout.
And it's like a Wednesday at 12 o'clock,
Oh,
like
wow.
midday. So it's like a lot of people will be at work, so they would not. And the wonderful thing about this is that I know that there are people who have been coming to this event regularly and they've become friends.
Oh, so it's a good
So
place
you,
to meet people and hang out
yeah,
and learn,
yeah,
get into the library and
yeah. So it's
connect.
a place to meet people. Yeah, meet and connect.
Yeah, I
And we
love that.
also have a language cafe every Thursday.
Ooh, what's
So people
that?
can come who are learning Norwegian, they can come and learn Norwegian or try, speak Norwegian and practice Norwegian.
I
But
want
it's
to go
daytime as
practice
well.
Norwegian. My Norwegian's not good.
Yeah. Well,
You're
but
teaching
you're not
me, and
really
I'm very
living in Norway.
slowly.
Well, I tried to teach her some Swedish.
You did. You did. And I think I did okay.
Hmm. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. You're a good student.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I'd be the annoying guest that would be a regular. Okay, I'm ready for my next word.
Yeah. No, everybody would love you, I'm sure.
Oh, you're too sweet. If books had dating profiles, I thought this would be fun. Which one would
Hmm.
be the most swiped right on?
So swipe right is when you
I don't know. I
say
haven't been
yes.
dating in a very long time, but I thought it was
I
a
have
cute one.
never, I have never ever used a dating app in my life, so I don't really know.
So let's just say
Uh,
if a book was a dating
but
app,
right, yeah, but the most
and
popular book.
yeah.
So the most popular book right now in where I work is a book called Sjöfararen, the Seafarer, and it's a non-fiction book actually. So before Christmas, we had over 100 people on the waiting list. Yeah.
Wow.
So
So that would be the book.
it's by an author. She's also written other books on like non-fiction about like not Russia, but like the old Soviet countries.
Okay.
And but this is about something about Portuguese seafarer thing, sailor. I must admit, I don't really know.
But it was the most
I,
popular, yeah.
I'm not put myself on the waiting list because we also have to be on the waiting list if we want to read the book.
Oh, you don't
And
get to
I
sneak
can't.
in there and oh, I
Of
didn't know
course not.
that. See, that's a
No,
myth. I totally thought if books were coming in and they were a waiting list that you could absolutely kind of.
no, that wouldn't be fair.
Well, no, it
No,
wouldn't.
you participate in it first.
Well, myth debunked there.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a myth.
Have you ever had to break up a dramatic library moment, like a heated whisper fight or a book-related
It's
meltdown?
no, no, but I have had a very dramatic incident, and this isn't very funny to talk about. But I was once thrown into a wall by a patron. Um,
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't.
they got
Yeah,
physical.
yeah, physical. And I was basically because I didn't know who this person was, so
So this had nothing to
they
do with
just
you. It was just someone, a
yeah, but this
patron.
they were very angry at the library. I don't know. I think it was something that had happened previously to this person, and I was just the wrong. I just represented the library,
Yeah.
and I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they were very angry and screaming, and I was didn't really know why or anything,
Oh my
and then they
goodness.
just like threw me into the wall. So that
Wow.
was yeah, that
That's
was scary.
scary. That's scary.
Yeah, it
But
was
nothing
very
like that
scary.
since.
Thank goodness, no.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Whew.
but it's not unlikely. Or it's not common, but it
Hmm.
does happen that there are incident happens in the library because it's open to everybody.
Right. Oh wow.
Mm.
We'll switch gears. So if a movie were made about your life as a librarian, what might the title be?
Oh, life of a librarian. I don't know. I'm terrible with titles.
Well, the Cottage Goth Librarian is, I think that'd be the perfect title.
Sneeze. The book detective.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Here's a couple fun bonus questions before I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Mm. I think so. There's a Norwegian author. Her name is Siri Pettersen, and she has been translated into English.
Okay.
And her most current trilogy, well, the third book isn't out yet. I'm still waiting for the third book in Norwegian. But the two firsts has been out both in Norwegian and English, and this trilogy is called Vardari. And the main character in that book is called Yuva, and she's such a badass.
Ooh,
So I would have loved to meet her. She kicks ass, really
I
kicks
love
ass.
it.
And the books are, yeah, and the first book is called Iron Wolf, and highly recommend. It's so good. Fantasy, built on Norse mythology, but it's not Norse mythology, but it has like the feel, and it's set in a town. Which is really cold. And I think the author has taken inspiration from the very north of Norway. It's like lots of snow and it's cold and it's dark.
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds good. I want it. I'll read
it's really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to be at that dinner.
Hmm.
I
You're
want to see
welcome.
what,
That would be so
I
much
just want to
fun.
see what pops off. I'll be like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
So, what's your stance on people dog earing the pages? Criminal offense or harmless habit?
If it's your own book, you can do whatever you want with your book. You can write in it, you can dog ear it, I don't care. If it's a library book, you should burn in hell forever.
Because there's others, friends, there's others.
It's not
I
your
love
book.
that.
Yeah, it's not your book. Don't do it. If your own book, I don't care. Library book, don't do it.
So if your library had a secret hidden room, what would you want to be inside it?
Well, who said we didn't? The library I work in is like 100 years old building, and it
Ooh.
looks like a castle.
So is there like underground passageways? Okay.
Uh, yeah, but they're not. They're not very. The underground passageways aren't that interesting because it's very like a lot of technical room stuff there as well.
Book
So those
flight
aren't very.
tomorrow
Those aren't the most
now.
interesting ones. It's the one on top, because the library that is open for the patrons are like 2 floors, and then there are other stuff. It's like there's also like one area which is like a with a stage and stuff. And if you go up behind the stage, you go like upstairs and you come into like a very dark and very dusty room. And they say that there's ghosts in the library
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh. Oh my
So it's a
gosh.
haunted library. It's a haunted library.
I love that. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm coming to visit
I
you.
haven't seen any
That
ghosts,
I'm
so
gonna
I'm
have to
very
do it. I'm
disappointed.
gonna have to do it now. You just earned yourself a guest. Get the spare room
Yeah,
ready or the
yeah,
sofa. I'm coming.
yeah.
If you had to sum up the librarian life in a meme, what would it say?
In a meme.
Yeah,
A meme. What is that like
like
a
those pictures
picture
with
with
the
a
funny words on it that you see on social
oh
media.
yeah, I'm not the meme person. I my partner is my partner is really good at making memes, so maybe they could have made like a librarian meme. But what would it say?
What
The
would it say?
book ate my nose? No, I don't know.
We'll work on it. We'll work on
I have to work on that one.
it. So, last one. What's your guilty pleasure book? The one you love, but maybe pretend not to.
But you know what? I don't have any guilty pleasure books because all books are worth reading,
Oh,
and you shouldn't be ashamed of reading. And I am not a fan of book snobbery. I know that there are people who's like talking down a book, like, and it makes me kind of angry. It's like there was a fairly recent thing. It's like, and this is like a debate that goes
yeah,
on
like
like
a hot
every
topic
10
book
years,
or
like,
something.
oh,
Yeah,
you shouldn't read this book or you shouldn't
right.
read this series. Or so currently the main talking down on point, I think, is romantasy. And I think it doesn't really matter what you read. If you read, I think it's the most important thing is for people to read. And
Yep.
if you find a book you love and it gives you the pleasure of reading, then you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
That's a great answer. That is a great answer. Thank you, Luna, for being here. I
Yeah,
appreciate and
thank you for
love you.
inviting me.
Thank you for coming. Would you like to leave our audience with the details on how they can find out more about you? Because, friends, Ms. Luna also vlogs some of her amazing trips and on her own YouTube channel. So I would love it if you have
Yeah, and
any links.
I take you up. Yeah, and sometimes I take you up behind into the secret parts of the library. Mm.
Ooh, so where can we find out more about these?
So I have a YouTube channel called the Cottage Goth Library. I also have an Instagram, but that's basically just books and bookshops, basically.
Perfect.
And that is Lunacia Books. But yeah, I'm more active on YouTube than I am on my Instagram, and it's the Cottage Goth Library.
Perfect.
So
And we'll get those links in the description below for you guys too to
very
go
good.
check her out. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you, Luna, so much
Thank,
for being here.
thank you.
For more information, links will be in the description below and also in the show notes on the podcast. If you like this interview, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share it.